If you improve by just 1% every single day, you will be 37 times better at the end of a year. That's the math. But here's what the self-help industry doesn't tell you: the hard part. The hard part isn't understanding the concept. You already understand it. You've probably heard it before, maybe in a book, maybe in a video just like this one. The hard part isn't the math either. Anyone with a calculator can multiply 1.01 by itself 365 times. The hard part, the real hard part, is what happens on day 12, when it's raining, when you're tired, when nothing seems to be working, when you've been showing up every single day and nobody has noticed, not even you. That's what nobody warns you about. And that's exactly what this story is about.
We live in a world that is addicted to before and after stories. We love the part where someone was broken, and lost, and then, in what feels like a single leap, became unstoppable. We love the highlight reel, the transformation photo, the overnight success. But between the before and the after, there's a stretch of time that never makes it into the video. It's the stretch where nothing looks different, where the scale doesn't move, where your bank account hasn't changed, where your skills feel exactly the same as they did last month, where the only proof that you're improving is your own quiet belief that you are. Most people can't survive that stretch, not because they're weak, but because they were never taught how. They start strong, motivated, full of intention. And then, somewhere around day 10, the motivation fades. Because that's what motivation does. It always fades. And without anything to replace it, they stop. The dream doesn't die in a dramatic moment. It dies quietly, in the small decision to skip today, and then tomorrow, and then the day after that. Let me tell you about a woman named Sarah. Sarah was 34 years old and worked a 9-to-5 job she didn't hate but didn't love. She'd always wanted to write. A blog, a book, something. She had ideas swirling in her head every day on the commute to work, every evening in the shower, but she never wrote them down. She told herself she was waiting for the right time. Then, one January, she decided she was done waiting. She set a goal: write every day. Become a writer. Simple enough. Day 1, she wrote for an hour. It felt electric. Day 5, she missed a session, but made it up the next day. Fine. Day 11, she read her writing back and hated it. It felt amateur, clunky, nothing like the writer she admired. Day 14, she didn't open her laptop at all. By day 20, she had quietly stopped. Not with a big announcement, not with a dramatic decision. She just stopped. And the story she told herself was the same story most of us tell ourselves. Maybe I'm just not a writer. Maybe I started too late. Maybe this isn't for me. Sarah wasn't lazy. Sarah wasn't talentless. Sarah had the same problem millions of people have. She was measuring the wrong thing. 3 months later, Sarah's daughter came home from school with a science project. She was growing a plant from a seed for class, and every single day, she would water it, put it by the window, and check on it. Every single day. And for the first 2 weeks, nothing. Just soil. Mom, is it dead? Nothing's happening. Sarah almost said yes, but something made her pause. It's not dead. It's just growing underground, where you can't see it yet. The roots have to be strong before anything can grow above the surface. Her daughter nodded, unconvinced, and went to school.
Sarah stood there in the kitchen for a long moment, and then she thought about her writing. She had been staring at the soil every day, seeing nothing and calling it failure. But what if she had been growing underground the whole time? What if the 14 days she did write had already changed something in her? Something she just couldn't see yet. She opened her laptop, not to write something brilliant, not to catch up, just to write one paragraph. That was it, one paragraph. And that was the day everything changed. Not because one paragraph changed her life, but because it changed the question she was asking. She stopped asking, "Am I good yet?" And she started asking, "Did I show up today?"
Here's the truth about the 1% rule that most people miss. It's not a performance strategy. It's an identity strategy. When you commit to 1% every day, you're not just trying to get better at a skill. You're deciding who you are. You're saying, I am someone who shows up every day, no matter what. An identity is far more powerful than motivation. Motivation is a feeling. Feelings come and go. But identity, the story you tell yourself about who you are, that shapes every decision you make without you even realizing it. Sarah didn't become a great writer because she found a writing technique. She became a writer because she started calling herself one and then proving it to herself, one paragraph at a time. By month 3, she was writing 500 words a day without thinking about it. By month 6, she had a blog with readers who messaged her to say her words had helped them with it. By month 12, she was finishing the first draft of the book she'd had in her head for years. None of it happened in a leap. All of it happened in the quiet, invisible, underground work of one day at a time.
Let's go back to the math for a moment, because it's more powerful than you think. 1% better every day for 1 year, 37 times better. That's the famous number. But here's the number people never talk about. 1% worse every day for 1 year? You'll be down to almost nothing. 0.03 of who you were. You're not standing still when you're not growing. The world is moving. Your skills are either compounding or they're decaying. There is no neutral gear. Read just 10 pages a day. In 1 year, that's 15 to 20 books. That's a master's degree worth of ideas. Practice one skill for 20 focused minutes a day. In 5 years, you have over 600 hours of deliberate practice. That's world-class. Let's go back to the math for a moment, because it's more powerful than you think. 1% better every day for 1 year, 37 times better. That's the famous number. But here's the number people never talk about. 1% worse every day for 1 year? You'll be down to almost nothing. 0.03 of who you were. You're not standing still when you're not growing. The world is moving. Your skills are either compounding or they're decaying. There is no neutral gear. Read just 10 pages a day. In 1 year, that's 15 to 20 books. That's a master's degree worth of ideas. Practice one skill for 20 focused minutes a day. In 5 years, you have over 600 hours of deliberate practice. That's world-class territory in almost anything. Save just $1 a day. In a year, it's not about the $365. It's about the habit that already has the infrastructure to save $10 a day, then $50. Small isn't small. Small is the whole game. So here's where I want to leave you. If you're in the middle of something right now, a goal, a dream, a habit you're trying to build, and it feels like nothing is happening, don't look at the surface. Look underground. The roots are there. The work is there. Even when you can't see it, something is changing inside you. Your brain is rewiring. Your identity is shifting. The compound interest is running in the background, invisible, patient, unstoppable. You don't need a perfect plan.
You don't need a perfect day. You don't need to feel motivated. You just need to answer one question today. What is the one small thing I can do right now? Not tomorrow, not after the weekend. Right now, to be 1% better. Because greatness isn't built in a single day. It's built daily. One word, one step, one stroke at a time. And one day, maybe a year from now, maybe two, you'll look back at where you started, and you won't believe how far a single percentage point can travel.